Okay, my name is Rob Ellis with Horizontal Land Partners and Pink Development and Construction. Today's video, we are covering what we consider a soil boring scope of work. This is for our project in Springfield, Ohio, Clark County, proposed 140 by right RM12. And what we are doing is it's not a phase one, even though that is widely accepted by banks. This is the actual field investigation that we look at. So it's typically a boring plus testing, or it can be a boring plus report. Not a full geotech. It's feasibility. Hey, is this safe to dig? Can we put houses here? This is a slab-on-grade product. And this is going to be one of the most important pieces of this. So, as we do this, we want to look at the scope of work here. And so this is kind of what we said. These are some of the firms that do this services: American Environmental, EnviroCore, BJM Environmental, Clean Harbors, HD Sonic Drilling, Sindrill, Mateco Drilling. So we reach out to several of these firms. And we typically have this report already, which is not this one. We come in with the soils reports typically, and even the way that some of these guys, they don't want huge risk, they don't want accountabilities, but it's a standard practice that I would say to provide these. So when we look at this is our Springfield site, soils. This is this shows the site. It shows some of the soils here. We've been putting this address in here. We don't have a certified address yet. But this is the NR. We pull this report early on. Not that one. Wow, that's a contours. We pull this report right here, which is the NRCS, National Resources Conservation. It's going to pull the site. It's going to show all the different types of it, soils information and uses, how soils are made, and then it's combined with, we're just looking for red flags of why we couldn't build here, which obviously it's, as an infill site that's had construction on all sides, we're not too worried, but it's more of a standard practice. So it's field testing at different levels. In core drilling, it might be 6 to 8 samples or 10 samples. Normally 1 per 10 houses, so 5 to 14. Every firm's different. It talks all about these. So we typically provide this kind of report along with our quick write-up on it, which is this. It says medium risk, no rated zones, shrink swell, drainage class, bulk density and plasticity, depth of bedrock, no significant or shallow, minimizing rock removal costs, trenching. Clay areas may need trenching, which that's a trench box. It's not pipe bedding, granular backfill. So you can have a lot of drainage, and storm and sewer well-drained areas for detention bases. So where to put those. And this is to help basically a civil engineering firm come together for the stormwater plan and everything else. This says 8 feet deep. Typically we drill up to 20. And so that's kind of what we provide to them along with this scope of work, which is right here. And this says soil boring and field investigation across the site. Field investigation only, borings and optional lab testing, not a full geotech. Full municipal infrastructures are available. This is for builders. The boring and soils data under this will inform preliminary. Collect field data, confirm general suitability for shallow foundations, service limitations, support internal due diligence and planning. Soil borings 7 to 15, minimum 20 feet, or until competent material is reached. Evenly distributed, 1 per 10 lots. SPTs, standard penetration detection, hollow stem auger preferred. Soil borings 3 to 5 along the planned, more like at the site access, probably a little bit closer. pricing for some of these things. These are the lab testing if we wanted to. We have the samples. SPT, sorry, I can't even talk. SPT boring logs with soil classifications and N values, depth of groundwater, if encountered, GPS or boring location maps, summary of lab test results, no interpretation or recommendations required. It's a feasibility for a builder. Site access and equipment. It's under improved, moderate. Contractor, please perform a site review or visit prior to mobilization. Select appropriate boring equipment. Access to these. ATV, portable hand carried. Normally, this is it. Other low impact for underdeveloped. If tree clearing is required, please request the extent. No clearing may be performed without prior coordination with landowner. Include any associated costs or time impacts. Please include the following: itemized pricing, mobilization fee, timeline, rigs, and the attachment is the USDA custom soil report, contingency plan for clearing, and rig type. That's it. So this is part of our due diligence as we're submitting the preliminary subdivision plat, which we handle to get initial feedback. We've already started to call different utility contractors on actual feasibility and coordination so that they can get their design teams on it. Electric, gas, water, sewer. It's expected to be running across the entire site. So all the utilities are going to be in the easements. And that is the whole point of what we are doing. So with that being said, this is meant to be a platted subdivision, and typically they're going to want to see some of these types of things, but there's nothing that requires us. We can plat land in that's in a floodplain. You know what I'm saying? This isn't, but it's good practice to do this because of the reality of those types of reports, right? So I think that's good. And we're asking if we typically request some of our top buyers of land and lots, what their preferences are for utilities, which is all utilities they expect. And so we have to coordinate all of those and basically get it ready for an infrastructure developer. Okay. And we can self-perform the infrastructure or coordinate the development of it, the land development, the actual infrastructure laydowns. But on this site, Columbus doesn't have a lot of this kind of stuff going. So that's the point. Thanks for watching.